in any GS paper, when you start practicing your answers, you should always feel that out of 250 marks, you should always get, this is your ideal score. I'm not telling that if you write, you should get 120. This is what you should strive to achieve. Sometimes the paper will be difficult. For example, in 2025 paper, GS2, many people have got 120. In GS2, many people have got 120. But if you take GS3, what's the score in GS3? The best score in GS3. A topper has scored 95. So anyone who is scoring 85 plus has got a rank. So you cannot keep a constant that in all the papers I'm going to score 120 in every year. That is not going to happen, because for that particular year, even if there is 3 to 4 very difficult questions, the entire marks will come down. If the question is very generic, if you see GS2 paper of 2025 and GS3 paper of 2025, GS3 is relatively difficult compared to GS2. So if GS3 is relatively difficult compared to GS2, look how the score is coming down altogether. So what does that tell you? That tells you that if it is difficult for you, it is going to be difficult for everyone. If the paper is difficult and if the toppers were performing well, then the toppers would have scored in GS3 120. Others who did not get the rank or who went to the interview call would have scored 95. This is not the case. The case is the toppers themselves are scoring 95, 85 to 95. So that reflects the point that the difficulty of the paper will not decide your rank. What do I mean by that is, just because a paper is difficult and just because you could not perform to your best in that paper because the paper was difficult, does not mean that it has snatched away your rank. Because the paper is difficult not only for you, the paper is difficult for everyone. So in those GS papers on that year, whichever is difficult, you should not worry about trying to score well in that paper. You should worry about managing that paper well. Not trying to give up just because you did not get the 3-4 questions. See how you can use your multidimensional lateral thinking to generate the answer. Whatever keywords that you have in that particular paper, how can you push it in that answer? How to generically write the answer to address the demands of the question. These are the ways that you have to somehow think and manage the paper. If you manage the paper and come to this bracket, even in the difficult paper, you will get a rank. But those students who feel that in this paper, I want to score 120. I had a dream of scoring 120 in all the GS papers, but this GS3 paper is so difficult that I'll not be able to score 120. If you lose out your confidence there, you are losing out your confidence unnecessarily. Because what you should understand is everyone it will be difficult. So your success is not defined by the difficulty of the paper. Your success is defined by the questions that are actually easy and doable. How well can you do those questions where everyone is doing? And how well can you manage in those questions where everyone is feeling difficult? This is how success is made. The success is not made by making sure that all the 20 questions I'll write perfect answers. No. And the success is not made by you writing impressive answers in difficult questions, which you cannot. If you sit for writing impressive answers on difficult questions, it is going to eat away a lot of time and that is going to compromise your other questions. Are you understanding the takeaway of this? Okay. Anyways, why am I telling you all this thing is, don't have that idealistic goal that if I write in GS paper, every GS paper I have to score 120. It doesn't happen at, see, you can keep that aim while you're practicing the GS papers in your mock tests. That is okay. But when you go to the exam with that ideal that I have to score 120 in this paper, and suddenly when you see that paper is difficult, don't be shocked. Just like the way it happened to this year prelims. Because the prelims paper is difficult, the cutoff dropped. In the same manner, whenever the GS paper is difficult, the marks will drop. So your leverage to success is not made on difficult questions. Your leverage to success is made on easy and doable questions. So keep that in your mind. Okay.